charge-offs, repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, judgments, tax liens, inquiries, whatever, then you will want to avoid these 5 different credit repair methods. And we're going to go over each of them, all right? First thing that you want to do is smash that like, all right? It is free for me to provide this information to you, and it is free for you to smash that like. Okay, so is there a way to remove your negative items? Yes, you can do it permanently, and it's kind of easy once you actually understand the process. Okay, so these are 5 credit repair methods that you definitely want to avoid like the plague, okay? And here's the reason why. There are a handful of actual dispute methods that are going to work to remove these things, and these are not them. Starting with number 1, which is identity theft. And I actually just had this conversation with someone earlier on a call where they said they did a whole everything going to the CFPB and doing online disputes and identity theft and then verification methods and 609 and yada, yada, yada. That's not the way to do this. So that gave me the bright idea to do this live. All right, so identity theft. Now, before you go and hit that thumbs down, you got to listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. The reason, if you are not an actual victim of identity theft, that you do not want to use the identity theft credit sweep is, number 1, you're not a victim, okay? That's just straightforward, all right? We're just going to call it what it is. Number 2, it's illegal if you are not a victim, because you are literally committing perjury when you go and you fill out that affidavit that says, oh, I'm a victim, I agree to the full extent of the law, that blah, blah, blah. That's 1 year for perjury. That is a Class C felony, okay? There's actual people who have gone to jail because they did that, all right? You don't want to put yourself in that situation. It's a real, actual felony, okay? We don't want to get ourselves into any sort of criminal nothing, all right? Now, another thing is that millions of people, millions, not hundreds, not 10, but millions of people screwed it up for everybody. Like back in 2013, 2014, 2015, that was what was popping. You'd be able to just do the police report, your 1-page letter that said, hey, all of these negative items are, resulting from fraud. You submitted your affidavit and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. 4 business days later, all of those were off pursuant to Section 605B, right? Doesn't work. Doesn't work. All those millions of people, they screwed it up for everybody, including actual victims of identity theft. All right. So can you legally remove these? Yes, but it's not going to be using the identity theft credit sweep. Okay. That is number 1. Now, I will put a bit of a note here. If you're an actual victim of identity theft, you should have proof, right? You should be able to walk your ass up into that police station and say, hey, I'm a victim. Here's my proof. Blah, blah, blah. I left my purse and my bag, or my wallet got stolen, my car got broken into on this date. Here's the proof that happened. Here's the police report from that happening. Or I was on a plane flying from California to New York and someone, hacked my bank account. That happened to my parents. They took a flight in San Francisco, and by the time they got to New York, they were $20,000 less in their bank account, okay? So these things happen, but you, my friend, should be able to prove what you are saying. Every single thing that you do with credit repair, credit sweep, removing negative items from your credit report, you need to be able to prove, including your arguments, okay? So that was number 1, identity theft. Don't do it if you are not a victim. Just please heed my warning on that one. Okay, number 2, you're probably not gonna like this one, but this goes along with everything. 609. All right. Now, before you get your panties all in a bunch, yes, there are people who are just living by the whole 609 thing, and yeah, it works for some people, and for a lot of people, it just doesn't, okay? But I will tell you what does work for virtually everybody at the end of this, so make sure that you stay, okay? So, Section 609 has nothing to do with your ability to force the bureaus or creditors or collectors to prove anything with your wet signature, okay? That's not in the FCRA. Show me where it says that they have to provide you with a copy of these, signed contracts and your wet signature and blah, blah, blah. You're not gonna be able to because it's not there, okay? I am board certified expert for scores and credit. I can literally verbatim give you the whole FCRA and the FDCPA right now. It's not in there, okay? Now, Obviously, you may think that it's up to interpretation because that's the way that the bureaus basically do it, right? Oh, well, we interpret the FCRA independently. There's no interpretation, all right? If you go back to Cushman versus TransUnion from 1997, congressional opinion was very, very clear in that there's no interpretation of the FCRA, okay? And there's nothing to be duplicated or, anything. So keep that in mind, all right? Now, Section 609 has to do with your ability as a consumer to get a copy of your consumer disclosure, which is your credit report. That is what it has to do with. It doesn't have to do with forcing anybody to do anything, okay? That is that one. 1681. All right, so if you go and you look at 1681, right, it says that if you dispute something that is inaccurate, incomplete, or unverifiable, that the credit bureaus are just going to have to remove it. But guess what? You are literally just leaving it up to them to be like, oh, it's verified. End of investigation, my friend. So when you are sending these letters, these templates, these 5-paragraph or 3-page long letters full of these laws and blah, 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 all you are doing is basically making it easy for the credit bureaus to verify your, whatever disputed accounts and get rid of you. Because remember, it is free for them to just ignore you. And a lot of people just go away, all right? Especially when you are sending in these things that make absolutely no sense. Now, you can use it as part of your argument. I'm not telling you that you can't, but I am saying that that's probably not the best route for removing these things permanently from your credit report, okay? There is a better way, and again, I'm going to tell you what that is, okay? And if you've been following me for the 9 years that I've been here on YouTube, you probably know exactly what I'm about to say, all right? So, again, you can use it as part of your argument, but it should not be your entire argument. You need to be able to back the things with the facts from your credit report, and I'm going to condense it into a real simple, easy to understand thing, but always remember, links are down in the description to schedule a call with me to see if I can do this for you because, again, board certified expert for scores and credit. I get the results because men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Go check out my videos. I prove that what I do works, okay? For virtually everybody, all right? But these do not work for virtually everybody. These work for a handful of somebodies, okay? And we already have very few rights when it comes to this. It's really not going to work for everybody, okay? Next one is going to be online disputes. All right, I had this conversation with someone yesterday. So, in case you didn't know, when you go and you do, your Experian Dispute or Credit Karma or any of those sites, you're checking a box, right? You click a box and you say that you are agreeing to God only knows what, right? Well, inside of that God only knows what box, what you are agreeing to is give up your rights pursuant to Section 623 and Section 611, all right? And I actually teach you all of this inside my course. So if you are part of my course, you probably already know this, but if not, that link is also down in the description where you can learn everything and go from zero knowledge to disputing like a pro, okay? And it also comes with these 144 dispute letters, all right, and the app that's actually going to help you to write your letters. Okay, so Section 623 and Section 611. These are very, very important. Remember I just said that we have very few rights as consumers, and so when you're going and you're giving up the rest of the rights that you have, you really leave nothing there for you to be able to utilize against the credit bureaus. And I have a couple of videos specifically on this about how you should not dispute online. But it's very straightforward. What you are telling them is that in the event that it comes back and it's not in your favor, in other words, they verify as accurate, you're okay with it. I don't know about you, but with me personally, I don't like giving up things that I don't have to, such as, my rights, okay? So not only that you are giving up your ability to say, oh, well, wait, no, it's not verified, blah, blah, blah. You're also saying that if they violate your rights, that you're not going to take them to court, okay? Now, those are the two biggest ones outside of if they delete something because of your dispute online, and then they put it back on, you already said you're okay with it. Yeah, that sucks, okay? So those are the top three. There are a couple other ones. There are a couple other ones, but those are my top 3 reasons why you don't want to dispute online. Also, you're not really giving yourself the ability to fight them, right? Because it goes right into their automation system, and maybe 3 days later, you're already going to have a result that says, oh, verified. So don't give up your Section 623 or your Section 611 rights just because you disputed online, okay? Now, the very last one is saying no contract, or I have no business with you. If it were like that, these things wouldn't go on your credit report. There wouldn't be things such as, I don't know, the collection industry or lawsuits or anything like that, okay? So yes, when you sign up for credit or money or services or whatever, you are agreeing to things in that contract that you are signing or that you are clicking or typing your name to or whatever. And part of that is that in the event you don't pay for it, right? It gets charged off, you lose your job, your dog dies, whatever excuse you want to come up with, that they can sell or transfer to anybody that they want to, okay? And now your legal obligation is going to be with that company, okay? Unless they're collecting on behalf of, and it's a third-party debt collector, your legal obligation is now with that company, okay? So to use that as your argument, it's never ever going to remove it, because yes, you have a legal obligation now with that new company, okay? So those were the 5 different credit repair methods that just don't work. They don't work. If you want something that works for virtually everybody, when you do it the right way, I show you exactly how to do it in my 1,200 plus videos going back 9 years, right here. So first of all, you want to make sure that you subscribe because you don't want to miss anything, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, you're definitely going to want to like this live, okay? And number 3, you can learn the rest of the method inside my course, which again is down in the description. It's sendme2.co/toolkit. And it's called a toolkit because I literally give you everything that you need and nothing that you don't. You'll learn what you need, and then I give you the tools, all right? Again, including these 144 dispute letters that literally cover everything. Now, I don't like the word literally, so we're going to say virtually cover every single situation, and then you need to just put it in your own words, okay? Now, what I said in the beginning was, these don't work, but there is something that does. And now that is exactly what we're going to talk about. And again, if you've been following me for the 9 years that I've been here, you already know what I'm about to say. Factual-based disputes. Why does it work? Why do I get the results that I do while other people who use these methods like online disputes, no contract, 1681, 609, and identity theft do not? It's because, number 1, I know how to use these, okay? I know how an account should and should not report, and that's where the learning part of this comes into, and that's why I have so many videos that explain that whole process, okay? But number 2, you need to know how to use these inaccuracies and violations to back your arguments and what to say, right? And also down in my course, I show you exactly how to do that with the Agero formula and the structure that has allowed me to remove over 50,000 negative items from client credit reports, okay, over the last 5 years. Now, I've been doing this for 12, but I created that formula about 5 years ago. Okay, so it's really, really, really simple. When you look at an account, there is a hierarchy for what is going to be more impactful than, the rest of it, such as the date last paid versus the open date, okay? You find these inaccuracies, you create a argument, and you back the argument with the facts taken directly from the credit report because it's irrefutable, right? They can fight all they want, but we're not leaving any room for them to just not do what they're supposed to because we're going to hold them accountable with our paper trail and eventually going to the CFPB. And I should have used that as number 6, going to the CFPB way too early. You definitely don't want to do that because, first of all, they don't want to deal with you, okay? They're not there to police your credit repair process, and people have no idea what they're even there for, and they just go and try to create a dispute with the CFPB without even going to the bureaus first, okay? There's a time and a place, and that is after you've exhausted all your remedies, okay? So create your dispute. Back it up with the facts from your credit report. If you need to learn how to do that, again, free videos, over 1,000 of them, and my course, or any of the other things that I provide. And I promise you, when you are consistent and you are persistent and you do an actual credit sweep versus credit repair and all these worthless tactics, you will be able to remove your negative items, okay? If you have questions about it, you can go to any of my other videos post a comment, and when I have time, I will answer it, all right? But again, if you want to learn the entire process, it's really, really straightforward. And I give you a ton of bonuses as well as the letters, again, 144 of them, and the app to help you create these disputes because it literally does everything for you. It is sendme2.co/toolkit. The link is down in the description. But if you want to see if I can personally do this for you, because I know already what not to do. I've been doing this for 12 years, okay? Go to my740.com and I will see if I can personally do the credit sweep for you, okay? Because obviously I'm going to do it faster. It's going to be permanent, and there's no learning curve for me, all right? And there's nothing wrong with you doing your own credit repair, but I mean, that's what people come to me for, because I get the results that I do. You can love me, you can hate me, but you got to respect me because I prove that this works, all right? So I will see you later. I gotta go, unfortunately. I got other things I want to talk to you about, but there's always a different day, another video, and I guess that is it. So smash that like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll holler